Tom Brady returned to New England for the first time in over a year after joining the Bucs. But when he joined the Bucs, first year on the team, took him to the Super Bowl. And they ended up destroying one of the most dominant teams in the league in the Kansas City Chiefs. This season, Tom Brady is pretty much just proclaiming that he is the greatest of all time. And in this game was one of the most historic games in his career. And one of the most emotional games in his career. He was 63 passing yards shy of being first all-time in passing yards by a quarterback of all time. One win shy. If he beat the Patriots in that game, he would be the fourth quarterback alongside names like Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, and Brett Favre. All those guys are in the Hall of Fame or going to be in the Hall of Fame. He beats New England, he will put his name with those guys. 4 of those guys. All of those guys are some of the best quarterbacks to have ever stepped foot on the field. But not only that, we also got to see history on New England's side. Mac Jones, the rookie quarterback drafted out of Alabama, he put on a great show. Threw 280 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he broke the rookie consecutive completion record with 25. This kid is also the most accurate quarterback in the game right now. He is on foot of having 70% completion percentage. When players well known like Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and Patrick Mahomes, they have 65, 64, maybe sometimes they'll put it on the board and put 66. This kid is going to put up 72% so far. He is putting on a great accuracy clinic. But in this game, it was really emotional. When you're returning home to a team or anything that you've been around for 22 years. 22. He's been on the Patriots for 22 odd years. But returning home, seeing everyone there, being recognized by the owner who drafted you, the head coach that gave you a shot, and then has been like your coworker practically since day one, drafted in 99 in the 6th round. Everyone passed him. Everyone passed him up for 6 rounds. But then Tom said, hey, I can do this, guys. But the scouts have even stated, saying that he's an unathletic guy. He's overweight, doesn't have a strong arm. Literally 2 years later, he was in a Pro Bowl. Showed off the deep ball, showed off his accuracy. He was pretty accurate, and he had a strong arm. But those are the things that really show, like, hey, anyone has the ability to do it. It's just, do they have the drive? And Tom Brady had the drive. Not only that, he drove himself and New England's franchise to be dominant for 21 seasons. And he's been dominant in the league for 22 seasons. But it was an emotional game because, you're lining up on the offense. You look on the other side and you're seeing someone that you consider your brothers. Dante Hightower, Devin McCourty. Devin McCourty has been there on New England forever. And Tom Brady has been with that guy. He's spent time with that guy. They consider themselves brothers. But you head up there and you see those guys not on your side. They're on the opponent. They're your opponent. It hits you different. It hits you differently. But not only was this an emotional game and a historic game, but this was a darn good game. Down to the wire, back and forth. Every time New England scored, the Bucs scored. If there was a stop, like no one scored, Bucks scored, the Patriots retaliated. This was a back and forth game in a downpour, and it was down to the last second. Bucks scored. They took a few point lead. All the Patriots had to do was drive down the field, kick a field goal, and the ball game was over. However, this is where it gets a little controversial. So you have Mac Jones, who's a rookie quarterback, and you want to show what this kid can do, and you want him to prove to you what he can and cannot do. He has yet to show in the deep ball. He has yet to show, pressure, like can't handling pressure. The Bucks have a dominant defense, and he showed confidence and dominated. But in this game, drove down the field. And then a questionable call to kick the field goal for a kicker that was 1 of 5 in his entire career for 50 yards or more. Missed it off the pole. Bucks went on to win. But it was a great game and a historic game with an emotional toll that it has on many of us players.